What's going on, guys? White Fox 1225 here with another video, and today we'll be talking about a great RPG series, and that's Mount & Blade, and we'll be talking about the new one, which is Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. So this game was announced in like 2012, a crazy long time ago, but we're finally getting some actual news on it, some footage, and in this video I thought I'd tell you guys, like usual, everything we need to know about the game, everything we know, everything cool, all the news, all the new stuff coming to the game from the last one, and all that. So let's just get started and go into the story and then the gameplay and just move on from there. So the story, it has a lot more of a story. So if you guys know, Mount & Blade is more open, it's sandboxy, and that's what's great about it. It's not meant to have like a strict story. But in Mount & Blade 2, they're trying to bring some more structure, especially to the beginning of the game. So there's going to be some more quests, there's going to be a lot more like lore in the story, maybe some more dialogue hopefully, and things like that. So definitely expect a Mount & Blade feeling game, lots of open sandboxy battles, but just expect a little bit more structure and some better quests at the start of the game just to get you going. Other than that, guys, the game is still set in Calradia, the same as the other Mount & Blade. It takes place 200 years earlier than the last one, though, and this one includes some regions that are further east than the last game and some regions that are further south, so we do have a bit of a bigger map and a little bit more places to explore. They're also adding some more unique locations, So if you guys know, in the last one, a lot of the landscape looks similar. It was kind of bland. So they're trying to, spice things up and bring some more unique locations and things that don't kind of always remind you of the last place you saw. We got some factions returning and some new ones. We got Sturgia, Botania, the Northern Empire, the Western Empire, Vlandia, Khuzait, and then we're also going to have the Bandits and the Looters as usual. So that's pretty much it for the story. We haven't gotten too much details, but definitely expect some huge battles and, fighting over territory, the usual thing for Mount & Blade. Now, moving on to gameplay, we have some awesome stuff coming. The biggest thing, in my opinion, is the addition of siege weapons. So in the footage you can see on the screen, we saw, some siege weapons in this trailer, and they talked a little bit about them. So we got to see the catapult. We also got to see the battering ram, which looked really great. And I think this is going to bring a lot of, new elements to the gameplay, which is really fun. The battles are just going to seem so much more epic and so much more like movie-like. Now that we have siege weapons and we're going to be sieging castles, it's just going to bring the game to a whole new level. So really glad they brought that into the game. We can now also craft weapons, which is, really great. So you're going to have to, get materials, but you can change individual parts. So let's say you're making a sword, you can change the blade, the guard, the handle, you can change the name. So you really get to make a unique weapon just for yourself. There's also going to be some board games that you can play within the world. There's going to be 6 games in total. There's going to be a replay footage system, so you can capture your battles and then share them on YouTube or whatever, something like that. And I think that works great with this game just because, there's so many big epic battles that are so fun to watch. So that's pretty much it for the new stuff that we learned about the gameplay, but definitely expect more, in my opinion, to come with news. But, right now that's all we know that's coming for the new game. But let's move on and talk about the map. So one big thing is the map is now 3D, which is a nice touch, kind of an update. Also, the HUD has been improved to show you more info about the villages and your group. All of that is going to be updated, so you're going to be able to see more just by looking at the screen. Now the map, the region you go on, is going to be a little bit more mountainous than the last game. It's going to have a lot more choke points, so it's going to force some larger battles, and you're not going to be able to avoid combat as easily as you could in some other, Mount & Blade games. Weather and seasons are also making their way into the game, so we're going to have snow, we're going to have fall, and that's going to change the gameplay a lot too, because your group isn't going to do as well in the harsh snow. Maybe they're going to eat more, maybe more people are going to get sick or something like that, and it's just going to change the game a lot. So really happy they brought in the weather, and obviously that's going to affect the map, but also when you get in game you'll be able to see the season change. The economy is a little different, so there's a really complex way the economy works for the villages especially, so I'm going to try to describe it real quick in the video without going too far into it and boring everyone who doesn't really care. But basically how it works is the villages make the raw materials, and then the peasants are going to take them to the towns around the villages, and when the materials reach the town, they're either going to be used to make fine goods and be turned into something else, or be consumed for food or something like that. And then once they're made in the towns into other things, you know, maybe clothes, they're going to be brought and sold to other places. And if all that is done successfully, and you know, you don't interfere with it at all, or no one interferes with it, then, you know, the prosperity of the villages and the towns are going to increase. They're going to have more money. Now this kind of brings up an opportunity for you to interrupt this on your enemies, and you're going to be able to stop, you know, the flow of money to enter some villages more easily. And I think how complex this system is really great and just a lot more realistic. Now other than that, guys, we will get a graphical update. The graphics are way better. They're still not top notch. They kind of look like Skyrim to me. A little outdated, but still a big graphical update from the other games that's worth looking forward to. So that pretty much does it for the video, and that's all the news we really know about the new Mount & Blade. But as we get more, definitely expect me to update you guys and keep you in the loop. So if you want to see more of that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like what you saw, it'd be awesome if you could give the video a like. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. More content coming soon, and I hope to see you then.